Now, a tale of 7 colors of 7 rivers. Far from what you describe as fresh and healthy. What happened? We destroyed it for gold. Well, this was what we found out in our latest expose, Destruction for Gold. The extent and effect of illegal mining in the Tano Nimri forest in the western region. In case you missed the full documentary last night, here is an excerpt put together by Rastos Asaridonko.
In the Tabosere Forest Enclave in the western region, miners pillaged the forest, claiming that they received concessions from the Minerals Commission.
This site was allocated to me by the Minerals Commission. They made allocations at a small-scale level. For miners like us, they don't give any certification.
Though the task force made a lot of gains, a number of excavators transported to Accra by the Interministerial Task Force under Professor Frimpong Boateng could not be traced. This medical doctor who purchased and hired excavators for hiring lost a number of them.
They were seized by the Interministerial Task Force. So I came to Accra to find out if the machines were really here. So when I came upon my search, I found out that 2 were at industrial area. So I went back to prepare myself and come for them, follow the procedure and come for them. So when I got back, I decided to check on them again. I found out that one of them was not around, was missing.
Perhaps the account of this low-loader truck driver hired to move some of the excavators gives an inkling of what happened to the missing excavators. I had already asked the Alhaji who sent me, and he had confirmed that it was one of the Galamstop machines that were being sold, and he was asked to transport it. So from Konongo to Bumfa Junction is a short distance, so I decided to help a friend in need. When I reached Bumfa Junction, he had told me a group of boys will receive the machine. Truly, I met them and they received the machine. Soon as they took the machine, a Land Cruiser vehicle came to the scene and took the money. How much did they sell the machine?
I see 50,000.
He said 50,000. But even with that money, I was told by the Alhaji who sent me that I would take the money. But when I got to the scene, the Land Cruiser people said they are the ones to take the money. So the occupants of the Land Cruiser took the money in front of me.
Now let's stay a bit longer on the subject, and we're joined by the Programs Officer at Forest Governance and Climate Change, Elvis Opon-Mensah. Elvis, many thanks for your time. How does this expose affect the work you do?
Hello.
Hi, Elvis. Can you hear me, sir?
Hello.
Hello, Elvis. Can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Good. So how does the expose that we put out there affect the work that you do?
Yeah, so thank you very much. Let me take this opportunity to greet your listeners and thank the JoyNews team for putting up this documentary together. So for us, I think this expose has come at the right time and at the right moment in the fight against galamsey and the issue of forest governance and climate change. If you quite remember very well, in Ghana, the main commodity that hold the country as whole, or hold the economic together, is the cocoa industry. And the truth of the matter is that without forest, there's no cocoa. If your listeners who are around Techiman area will bear with me, Bunahafo used to be the leading producer of cocoa in Ghana. The reason why Bunahafo is not the leading producer of cocoa in Ghana and its western region is because they lost the forest vegetation. So currently, when you go to some places around Techiman, you see some big cocoa shells. Now they are using it for tomatoes and cashew. Those shells were put together by Cocoa Board. Do you think Cocoa Board will go and put those structures over there when there was no cocoa production in that area? It tells you there were a lot of cocoa production in those areas. But we lost our forest vegetation through illegal logging and other means. Those incidents are now happening in the western region. And this time around, not just illegal logging, but galamsey activities. The truth is, if we lose our forest vegetation, we will lose our cocoa production. And if you lose the cocoa production, we all know the implications. Just recently, when the city was doing so bad, what was the antidote? The antidote was to go for syndicate loans at the back of cocoa that we are going to sell out there to strengthen the city. And we all know the implication of when the city is falling flat. Now, the target against cocoa, if the cocoa industry is destroyed, or if the forest is destroyed, cocoa industry is gone. And once the cocoa industry is gone, we all know the implications for the country. So for me, I think as stakeholders within the sector, both government, civil society, and the general public should ride behind this documentary, and let's start voicing out the campaign around galamsey and forest destruction.
But the documentary makes you believe that if we leave the fight to probably the government alone, we might not win. From your experience, what else can we do in terms of the citizens coming on board in order to win this fight?
One, let's acknowledge the fact that if as a country you want to win the fight against galamsey, it's easy. There have been examples that we all know that it has been easy. You remember very well before the last election when the president announced that he is putting his presidency online and he's going all out against galamsey. We all realized that the fight against galamsey was becoming successful, and we all saw the improvement in our water bodies. So all these things tell us that when there's a commitment from the political class or from the politician, it's possible for us to win this fight. The problem we are facing now here is the politicians always make political speeches, and they are not willing to fight against these issues of galamsey. Currently, we have the issue at hand from NPP, national, regional chairman from the Ashanti region, be involved in this galamsey issue around Samuna Boy. If you quite remember, I think last year or last 2 years, there was a similar issue whereby the general secretary in central region of the New Patriotic
You mean
Party
the vice chairman of the party in the central region?
Exactly. He was also involved in an issue around excavator and galamsey. When you go to the ground, our interns tell us that youth organizers, the constituency chairman, most of them are all political class who are involved in this. One, the politicians or the people in government have control over the military. They have control over the police. They have control over the BNI. They have control over national security. With all these security apparatus at their disposal, no one can convince me if they want to fight it. They can't. Now, just I think last year or last 2 years, Forestry Commission purchased drones. And then the idea behind the drones was to monitor forest reserve against galamsey. If you want to know people who are involved in galamsey, these drones could have faced them out so easily. So for me, it's not an issue that there's no mechanism in place to fight against galamsey. It's an issue of the political class are the beneficiaries of this galamsey menace, and they are not willing to fight against it. So all that they are doing and all that chemists they are doing, for me, is much ado about nothing. They are not willing to fight it. Because there have been an example that when they were willing to fight it, we all saw the improvement.
So once we know the challenge, what then must happen so that we can win this fight as a nation?
So for me, there are a lot of action that civil society can do. One, the media coalition around galamsey, I think their activeness has also gone down as compared to when the campaign started at first. Can we revisit that strategy and ensure that the media are much involved and that coalition are also revamped? Whatever needs to go through for that thing to happen, I think it needs to happen. Two, citizens need to start to steal government and start to let government take action. For instance, this issue that is it Akonta
mining.
Akonta mining company is involved. No one can, you can't tell me people don't know the directors involved. Even let's assume we don't know the directors involved. There's not an illegal mining company. It's a registered company. If you go to the registered journal, it's easy for us to know the directors who are behind this company. Can we force government to steal them? Can we ask the court to compel government to sue them. So citizens can also take legal action. Above all, I think we need to start doing demonstration against our politicians, and not just a mere demonstration. It should be a consistent one, because I think that's the only thing that the government will listen, or that's the only thing, because they have realized that citizens are not talking much. Citizens are not doing much about it, and they have divided the citizens between NPP and NDC. So when NPP is in power and you talk against it, they say because you're NDC, and when it's NDC, they say you are NPP. They have done it so well that people are afraid to talk. I think at this point in time, we need to put the political color outside, NPP and NDC, and fight for the common good of the country, because the country don't have future. Now, very soon, we'll be importing water. I bet to mark it on the world, the next 5 to 10 years, Ghana will be importing water. If we are not careful, the crisis at hand, we cannot contain it in the next 5 to 10 minutes.
But now that we've seen that the political class cannot help us, what about we the citizens deciding that because we care about our river bodies and our natural resources, even if the political class brings the money, we will not do it? Is this something that can be achieved, or you think the citizens, because of the poverty level, we might not allow ourselves for us to get to that position where we say, no, we won't do it?
You see, everything resides on leadership. In every society, there will be some kind of greedy people. Society will not be harmonized at a point in time. It's not possible. So there's always a form of a leadership. Society wants to look at the leader and they want to take action. Let me cite this one as an example. If you quite remember, some years back, Ghanaians were not used to African way. But when the political class around President Kufuor time said we want to go, is it made in Ghana attire, and he asked every government department to wear made in Ghana. Now it has become common because of people were looking at the leadership. So people always want to look at leadership. Yes, the political class are not willing. Can civil society take that leadership role? Can the media take leadership role? We should not leave the leadership aside for politicians to take it. Maybe the media or civil society, but for the citizens, they are looking for a leadership. They need people that they can mobilize around to vent their grievances, for them to be able to stop this issue of illegal logging. If you want to leave for citizens to take action, it will never happen. Someone needs to do the mobilization. Someone needs to take the action.
Okay. All right. I'm grateful that you could join us here on this particular matter.